We move now to Southern Africa, where the University of Zimbabwe students are protesting against the recent fee hikes, which they say are way above reach for most of them. The university raised its fees from about 40,870 Zimbabwean dollars to 51,088 Zimbabwean dollars, with students in some faculties now supposed to pay 60,000 Zimbabwean dollars.
Well, the Students' Association has called on the government to subsidize tertiary education to cover part of the expenses that are needed at the university, since it does not offer student grants. Following economic challenges in the country, many students are deferring their studies, and a continued increase will result in more and more students failing to raise fees and opt to defer or drop out. Joining us from Harare to talk more on this nagging situation concerning education in Africa is Joseph Inyamayaro, who is the Secretary General of the Zimbabwe National Association of Student Union, ZNASU. Thank you for being here, Joseph. Let's look at this very carefully. What is the current situation as we speak with regards to protests against the fee hike? Is there any protests ongoing, or what are the students doing?
Oh, yeah, thank you very much for this time that you have given us. I think the protests are still going on, and they are not promising to end so soon. Because as the students, we have realized that last week the university raised the fees to 48,000. So now it was the second increment in the same semester within the space of 2 weeks. Last week it raised the fees, and it resulted in the arresting of 10 students. The protest which happened soon, there was the arrest of 1 student. Unfortunately, it's the university which is failing to understand that due to the prevailing economic situation in the country, due to the underpaid civil servants, which are our parents, the students are saying in unison that we can't afford these high exorbitant fees.
All right, now this isn't such a good time for such protests to happen in Zimbabwe. But have your grievances been addressed by school authorities?
The school authorities, number one, following the strike that happened yesterday, the school authority called on the Student Representative Council to come to a meeting. Secondly, the school authorities continue to say the decision is beyond their control, is to the ministry. So we looked at some members of parliament yesterday, where there was a parliamentary session, and they raised the motion of saying that the fees should fall in all the tertiary institutions. So in a way, 10% of the grievance are moving towards being addressed. But we're saying the only address that we want is the union, or the only address the students want is to see the school fees being lowered.
That's another insight into that. But what could be a possible lasting solution to prevent further deferring from students and dropouts? Because as it seems now, there are a lot of students who are indeed deferring, and this definitely leads to students eventually leaving the schools.
All of us as the students, we say we have the potential to defer. Each and every time the school fees increase, the number of students continue to defer because we can't afford to be in school. So a long-term plan that the government should do: 1, should subsidize the education sector; 2, should make sure that they provide and they make the loans accessible, the student loans accessible to students, which can be paid after the completion of study. So the government, in giving these loans, we are saying those that are already there, the loans that are already there, 1, they are not accessible to general students. 2, a lot of Zimbabwean parents are in informal sector, so there is no collateral to give. So we are saying they should subsidize the education. 1, they should make sure that the institutions, they do other means of getting money, they do projects, so that the education becomes accessible to each and everyone.
All right. Well, I'm hoping that all of this will be sorted out in due time. So I want to say thank you so much for speaking with us here on Breakfast Central. We've been talking to President Lennox Machoko, that's Zimbabwe SRC, and it's been nice. Joseph.